Well, as you can see, not only do I have my winter all-season boots on, I also have my snowshoes on. But this isn't the far-flung Cairngorms or somewhere deep in the Highlands or Perthshire where I might normally be expected to find snow like this. This is Fife. This is Fife. Doesn't it look wonderful? I can't say I ever dreamt that the next time I used my winter boots would be right in my back garden, essentially, here in the Lomond Hills. The last vlog, of course, was up in the Cairngorms with very strange, warm, very snowless conditions. But then just a week after that, quite a bit of snow came, over a foot, especially out west. But it still just doesn't make up for the lack of precipitation we've had all winter. So that cover disappeared again, only to come back in the last couple of days. Storm Doris blew in, and she was forecast to dump the bulk of the snow. I mean, there was gales and storms down south, of course, but on its northern edge she was forecast to dump around a foot of snow on the Southern Uplands. And there was an amber warning, which is quite rare for snow south of the Highlands these days. An amber warning for south of Edinburgh. And of course I was getting a bit disgruntled here in Fife, thinking, well, maybe we'll get 10 centimetres. But then they extended the amber warning area north, just into Fife, but not to here. So I wasn't really hopeful. I thought I'd wake up in the morning up to about 10 centimetres or something. But it's notoriously difficult to forecast a track of storms. And whereas if you view a satellite image of a storm arriving and spiralling across the country, there might be 20 or 30 miles difference in how far north or how far south it was. And you might not notice any difference if you see it from a satellite image spiralling across. But on the ground, it makes a huge amount of difference. It makes a big difference in terms of where strongest winds are, where it gets rain and where it gets snow. A lot of the Southern Uplands just got rain. But here, we got snow. And a lot of it. All of yesterday it was just blizzarding, proper blizzard. I mean, I went out to take a few pictures and it was atrocious. I couldn't even see anything. It was that bad. That said, I did go out for a wander. Of course, you have to go out for a wander when the snow arrives, even when it's in the middle of a blizzard, because this is Scotland after all, and come the next day the snow's usually gone. Here it is still. It was quite mild. Once it stopped snowing after about 12 hours, it was 1 degree. So it all started melting, and now it's gone very crystallised, very crystalline, very sugary, and it's all frozen overnight, so it's not the best surface, but it is still here. But you can see there's sort of a cloudy haze in the distance over there. That's the next front coming in, and it's going to bring mildness and rain, so this will be gone tomorrow. So I'm just overjoyed that I'm out first thing. Pretty much this is my home, and I'm in my snowshoes. Wonderful, and East Lomond up there looking alpine, really, eh? It's quite funny that the storm was called Doris, which is this very benign old name. The media had a field day calling it Doris Day. You got to hand it to them. But both my grandmas were called Doris, and for years when I was younger I thought that Doris was just a term of endearment for a kindly old lady. Because I had two of them and everyone called them Doris, so I thought it was just this kindly expression, a term of endearment. But it is that sort of old lady image, isn't it, Doris? So it seems such an unlikely, unfortunate name to give to a big storm, really. Not that I mind. I mean, Doris has very kindly given us this. That's West Lomond over there. The highest point in Fife at 520 metres? Looking really, really nice today. Yeah, I think I did have half a mind to go up there today, but I think it's going to be a bit of an effort with the snow being the way it is, because the path that goes in there, it's between two walls and it can be a bit of a nightmare trying to make progress. But I can see footprints, so maybe somebody's already forged a trail like they have up East Lomond. It looks like a couple of people got up here last night between the snow stopping and the sun going down. You can see the problem with a lot of Fife, what a varied place it is. I heard somebody describing Fife on the radio as being quite a flat place, and that's not how I see it at all. I mean, it has flat parts. The How of Fife, which is the green down there, which extends all the way towards Cooper and onto St Andrews, is quite flat, about 50 metres above sea level. And those poor people down there rarely get the snow, and yet that side of the valley, this side of the valley, just joyous. Way over in the distance, that's Ben Honzie, and looking into upland Perthshire, who've copped a bit of snow too by the looks of it. So, February, and we finally have some snow that's worthy of the name winter, but it'll all be gone tomorrow. Blue and white with sunshine. Such a lovely combination. Lovely sastrugi, lovely drifting in the snow here. It just looks like someone's plunked a Highland Hill right in the middle of Fife, doesn't it? In the middle of an agricultural landscape. It just seems such a strange sight to have that very heavily snowed up slope sitting above farmland like that. So I really have a soft spot. Very fond of these hills. The fact that you can have farmland, coast within easy reach of snow on a day like this. I could quite easily with this weather go down to the coast after this, down to Pittenweem, down to East Nick, and sit on the beach, out the wind, warm in the sunshine. Didn't really know much about Fife actually when I moved here 7 years ago. I've become very fond of it, and I used to sort of have these dreams of moving away further up north into Perthshire maybe, or Assynt. What would that be? I've started to become quite reluctant to even consider moving now, because Fife, it's a wonderful place. Well, this is approaching the summit of East Lomond, although known locally as Falkland Hill. And as you can see, it's quite a substantial, lofty viewpoint. Way down there, of course, it's the village of Falkland. In the sun this time of day at this time of year, but a lot of the time, it's quite funny. A lot of the time, it's in shadow, because the shadow of this hill draws an enormous, great big arcing black line around it. And in winter, the depths of winter, I mean, the whole village just languishes in shadow, it seems, apart from the palace. The palace is way sort of over here. That seems to get away with it sometimes and catch some of the sunlight. But I can always wonder if maybe sort of the royal people who came and built the palace there, whoever dug the first sod, must have done it in the middle of summer, in July or something, in June, on a long midsummer's day. On a nice sunny evening, thought, oh, this is a nice place to build my palace. And then come winter, it's, oh, where's the sun? It's a nice little village though, very old. You can see how green the How of Fife is. It was raining over there towards St Andrews yesterday. They didn't really see much snow at all. Over there's Largo Law sticking up, one of the higher points towards the east end of Fife. They've caught a bit of snow over on Colts Hill, and of course the Firth of Forth. And I can see the Isle of May way over there, the National Nature Reserve. And on a clear day, although it's covered in snow showers just now, you can see well into the Cairngorms. Bray Rear, you can see all the way over to Ben Lawes and beyond, stopping in Benmore, those sorts of hills, usual hills. But these ones, Paps of Fife, East and West Lomond, form sort of a very distinctive high level, two little notches joined in the middle by a plateau, and they can be seen from most parts of the sort of Central Highlands, Southern Highlands. So a lot of people just been discussing actually with a chap up here, Mike, about how you can see these hills from everywhere in most parts of Scotland, but most people have never been up here. It's definitely much snowier in this direction, isn't it? Way out in that direction, I can see the New Forth Bridge rising up. Is a new feature on the landscape way way over there. I can't, it's too bright for me to see the screen, so I've got no idea whether you can see that or not. But on the other side, way on the horizon there, at the Pentlands laid out all along here. I can see Arthur Seat in Edinburgh. I can see way beyond, actually, to beyond Dunrig, beyond Peebles. And then you've got the Moorfoots and the Lammermuirs, Kirkcaldy's over there. This is Glenrothes all in front of us. And then sort of these rigs, these mothballed rigs, the oil rigs out there. And you can see in that direction, you can see all the way to St Abb's Head. I can see it over there beyond Bass Rock, which is pretty much stone's throw from the English border. So you can see a long way. Not to mention, of course, below the hills in the Southern Uplands, the other side of the M74. You can see all the way over to there as well. But it looks a bit murky over that way today. That's where the change in weather is coming from. Well, it's a shame. All good things have to come to an end, I guess, but yeah, they can see the high level stuff. It's just starting to come in. I can feel there's a bit more less warmth in the sun now. It's dipping a bit. So this is the gloom coming in. It's a shame, but you can't complain. But it's all the more reason to get out and, as I'm always saying, it's, you know, you have to get out and use this weather when it comes. I mean, it's difficult if it's a Friday today, so obviously lots of people are at work, which isn't the best for them. But yeah, even if it's, sometimes it could be a nightmare to sort of try and haul yourself out of bed. I've had a few walks, the few minor dustings we've had of snow in the Lomond Hills here this winter. You know the snow's going to be gone by the afternoon, so you want to pull yourself out of bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock to go trudging up West Lomond over there. Sometimes it's the last thing you want to do. You just don't want to get up, and it's always worth doing it, especially before the hordes come out and do exactly what I've done to this. Well, especially, it's funny. It's really nice. It's nice that people come out and want to enjoy it. You know, you want people to come out and enjoy this and appreciate the outdoors. But there is that thing of when you get up in the morning, especially when it's snow, fresh snow, you just want. You want it unblemished and all to yourself. You can't beat trudging through unblemished snow. Yesterday when I was going, when it was still snowing, when it was still in the blizzard, I went to the forest, which is just over there on the Falkland estate, and it's something you don't see very often because you don't get so much snow that the trees, the spruce trees, get really heavy with snow. And there's nothing else that really looks like it's beautiful when they're. You wouldn't think that plantations could look beautiful like that, but when they're full of snow, really heavy with snow, and it was wet snow, so some of the branches were breaking off. You have to be quite careful. But really beautiful. Walking through a forest is actually a really nice alternative when it's too brutal to come up onto the hill like it was yesterday, although people did. But you know, when it was really raging, it would have been a horrendous place to be. A forest can be a nice alternative, especially when the trees are holding the snow like that. Beautiful, really beautiful place to walk. I do like walking through a forest. But anyway, departing now from East Lomond, leaving it looking like a highland hill for all intents and purposes, and just make our way back. This is only a quick jaunt from me. Like I say, it's in my own backyard, so I'm not going to ramble on for half an hour like I normally do. Just a quick up and down.